How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the What's Up Eddie channel, Divine Therapy Sessions. And of course, I'm the one and only Eddie. So glad to have you guys back. And these are my Divine Therapy Sessions. And in today's Eddie's Love Bug Advice, we're going to talk about how to spot, or how do you know you're in a low level commitment. Okay, guys, so I don't like talking about low vibrational stuff. I want to keep it more high vibrational positivity. But look at you guys, we can't go walking around without being armed, right? And when I talk about it like this, it's like there is like I feel like, yeah, we walk around and you want to be high vibrational and happy and smiling and stuff like that and radiate positivity, but like you have to arm yourself too, right? Like, no, you can't be walking around stuck on dumb, right? Like you have to be able to see around you, because there's people out there who are low vibrational, who mean others harm, and who come in, what do they say, sheep in wolves clothing. So we have to make sure that we could spot these things, right? And I also say this too, is that when we're in a situation that, like, okay, and I look at it like this, okay, so when we're looking at ourselves, we have a very hard time looking at ourselves in a neutral manner because we favor ourselves, right? So a good way, and this is what's been taught to me, is when you're trying to look at character defects in yourself, we have an easier time looking at it in others. So if you find yourself walking around and saying, oh wow, that person, they're always angry, or that person is a liar, and you could spot this stuff in others, it is a number one rule of thumb. If you spot it, you got it. So, and it's a lot of the times is we don't like to look at other people and see the things that we don't like about ourselves. That's why we're coming from a place of judgment, because we're actually judgmental of ourselves. And if we take life in this stance and this stance alone, woo, we would be in a better place, you guys. So it's imperative when we're in a relationship to know ourselves, know thyself, right? So, and it's hard to get there, man. And like, we're all on the journey. We're all at different levels of it. And don't, I mean, if you need to be harsh with yourself, be harsh with yourself, but like, be patient as well, because true change takes time, and it's going to take some work, and it's going to take some inner reflection. And this is what I say: you are what you attract. You are what you eat. You are what you put in your body. This is starting to be common knowledge now, right? But this is a lifestyle that we were supposed to be living the whole time. When we look at what we're attracting from others and how we live our lives, it's a direct reflection of our inner self. So how we're feeling about ourselves on the inside is always going to show itself on the outside. As above, so below, right? It is a law of the universe, a principle. As well. These are spiritual concepts. So getting to it, right? Getting down to the nitty gritty. What are some signs and symptoms when we're trying to diagnose what a relationship looks like when it's in low vibrations? You guys, these are the types of relations that it's argumentative, or you're arguing all the time. And you find that you're arguing for no reason. And a lot of the times it goes back to what I just said. We do this because it's lack of self. So you're trying to, and it's literally an energy game, to be honest, you guys. It has nothing else to do with anything else. It's an energy exchange. Everything is energy at the end of the day. So it is a back and forth battle of you trying to steal your energy back, take their energy, and feel good, and ostracize and make the other person feel bad. And that's really what it is on a deep level. And the reason why that happens is because people's cups aren't full, or even their perspective on their cup. Oh man, this is half empty instead of being half full, right? And if your cup is empty, how are you supposed to pour it into someone else's, right? And vice versa. And when you have two low vibrational people together, you're constantly gassed out. You're not going to be able to have a functioning relationship. It's going to be argument. You're going to have your arguments. Another way, a good way to look at this as well, or not a good way, but to be able to see that you're in this type of relationship is there's jealousy, anger, resentment, and these things happen because, like I say, it's a lack of inner work that we have for ourselves. And when we look at other people and we're envious at what they're doing, I've been in relationships where the other person's working hard, right? And I'm being lazy because I was in my own addictions, right? And I didn't want to look at that. And this person's making like mad money, right? And I'm envious or jealous of that person, or don't show it that way, but I masquerade it as being mad at them for something else. See, those weird situational games start to take place because of what the work that I haven't done, right? And it's happened to me as well, where I'm doing what it is that my creators asked of me, and someone else doesn't like that, and they're trying to take my legs out so I don't get to that point, right? And that's the common place of being in a low vibration. And we don't want to find ourselves in these relationships, right? It's even harder, you guys, and my heart goes out there for people who have kids with these people, or they have kids with you, right? Or you're in a commitment, a lease commitment, you're in you name it. There's a plethora of things that we can be in a commitment, in a binding contract with another person. But know that at this point, when you recognize that you have certain qualities that you're not supposed to be in, okay, so look at, man, if you can't tell other people, let's just say this, if you can't tell your mom or dad about your relationship in its entirety, and you're hiding facts and details about it, you're not supposed to be in that relationship. If you find yourself talking to your girlfriend or guys out there, you talking to your homeboys, and you can't talk about certain things, you're omitting details, you don't need to be in that relationship. And you guys, we don't need to be in a relationship if we're in lack, if we're not sufficient in self. How could you be helping others when you're in self? You're concentrating too entirely on yourself. And that's because you're trying to fill the void. When we fill the void, we're in a place of desperation, a place of lack. We're always trying to take. When we're doing that, we're not going to get anywhere. It's going to be a constant cycle of this. So when we move away from this, a lot of the times too is we know when it is ourselves, when we leave a relationship and this common pattern shows up with just a different face, a different meat suit, right? So that is a good way to recognize that it is you or me, right? Like, that's how I noticed with myself. I would, out of the billion people on planet Earth, right? Let's just say in my city of Los Angeles, there is and it's probably like a low figure, but like there's 1 million and something, right? Which is probably a small. So out of 1 million people, and I keep finding the low vibrational people, what is the common denominator? The common denominator is me. My picker is off. My attraction, because everything is the law of attraction. It is a universal law. What I put out to the universe will give back to me. And if it's giving back to me the same exact person with and they've lived a whole different life, that's me. See, you guys, that's the inner work that I'm talking about, the inner perspective, the viewpoint that we need when we're choosing another person. A lot of the times we're not ready to be in one. But this, you guys, is a the karmic principles, I guess you would say, in a lack of way of saying it, is when you're finding when you're in relationships, this is the meat and potatoes, man. This is the experience that we go out into the world and find. It's not all bad to be in a low vibrational experience, because then it teaches you. You guys are, okay, we're all going to meet the person that we're going to be with forever, right? If that's what you believe in. I do. I want my princess, man. I want to treat her like a queen. I want her to treat me like a king. We got our own ranch. We're living a life that we love. I want her to adore me. I want adoration. I want to do the same for her. I want to build her up. I want her to be the goddess that she is, right? I want her to feel that way. But it takes you to find a whole bunch of people who missed the mark or taught you what you didn't need, so you can learn those lessons, right? Whether that's karmic before in the last lifetime, or because you're paying for the sins of your mother and father, it's all on an intricate, beautiful system, right? So when we move from relationship to relationship, it's not all bad, you guys. I've learned so much. That's the reason why I'm here today, to teach you guys to recognize this stuff too, right? We're able to identify things. We're able to have more wisdom, right? And this wisdom comes through experience. It don't come through a degree. What I have right now is experience. I don't have a PhD in spirituality. I don't have a PhD in psychology. I don't have a PhD in therapy, right? Like, so, or a degree in any form or fashion. I graduated high school, you guys. Where did this knowledge come from? And that's what's beautiful about the spiritual experience. You don't need a degree. Experience will teach you everything that you need to know. And also, you can know without knowing, because in a spiritual awakening, God will give you this knowledge, right? It's like, I always resorted back to that movie Limitless. If you guys ever seen it with Bradley Cooper, if you take a look at how that movie is, that's how spirituality is. Instead of taking the pill though, God is giving you that pill through the divine connection, through your inner channel, right? All the way through up to the ethers, right? They can connect the files that are already in here. You have the brain, the intuition, the capacity. You have God-like qualities in you. That's why I always say, God, you are God, God is everything. I am God, God is everything. That concept alone would change the world. And when we start doing the inner work, the inner reflection, the inner work that we need to get done, right? To make ourselves feel whole and be whole. And when we do that, it will spill over into every sector of our lives. So I can't say this enough. If you're not ready to be in a relationship, don't be in it. Do that work, and I promise you, you won't attract the same people, the same man. You won't attract that same woman. All right, guys. And they won't want to be with you either, you guys. When you're vibrating in a high vibration, people are scared of you that are in that state. The same games can't be played anymore because you're not on that level. You can see it. So when you're on the same level and you play those same games, you're blinded to it, right? Like you're in it's like it always feels like a constant state of battling the other person, as opposed to being in a team, one unit. You guys are an opposition force, and it makes no sense. And it goes all back to one thing, is energy. It's literally people trying to steal each other's energy. And that is the currency of this earth. I don't care what you say. Earth has two currencies, and that's time and energy. All right, you guys, I I started talking about other things. Got myself on a tangent there, but hopefully you guys caught something from this. Yeah, man, stay away from the low vibrations, the low vibration connections. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. I got a good video on how we can identify what a high connection relationship looks like. All right, guys, I love you guys so much. Peace, love, chicken grease. All right, guys, give me a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe. Catch you in the next one.